Hi, I'm Laura Love Tody, theater major at the University of New Mexico. Welcome to my blog, Musings of a 40-something undergrad. As we all inch closer to the Thanksgiving break, I've had a chance to reflect on my first semester here at UNM, and I'm very grateful indeed. And that is thanks largely to my amazing professors and instructors. I recently had a chance to chat with one of them, visiting professor of theater Erik Ehn, who is also a playwright, director, and theater facilitator. In this conversation, he shares with me his beliefs about academia, art, theater making, and what it means to be, in his words, an undivided person. In this first excerpt, he shares with us a little bit about his background, where he was before coming to UNM, and how long he plans to stay.
Where I was just before this, well, I'd been spending a lot of time in different places doing administration and teaching. I was at Cal Arts for a while, and I was at Brown University. And in and around those programs, I was looking to do engaged work, I guess you'd call it. So I would take groups to East Africa, and we'd look at art and its uses for recovery from trauma, especially war, and worked with a company called the Tenderloin Opera Company in Providence, where we offered free classes and workshops in performance making to people who are homeless, and we would present a little opera every year. And things were going pretty well, but I felt like I needed to improve my vocabulary, that increasingly in my own practice and in the classroom, I found a kind of spiritual language to be more and more powerful in describing the purpose of our artwork. So I decided to go back to grad school, and I went to the Jesuit School of Theology in Berkeley, and had 2 wonderful years, 2 among the best years of my life there. Outstanding professors, and exactly the kind of learning I was thirsty for. Then at the end of that, I was trying to figure out what to do next, and Greg Moss went on sabbatical and got in touch with me, and so I was a sabbatical replacement. And then I'm a creature of habit. I wanted to stay, and my wants lined up with the needs of the department. So I've been hanging out here on a year-by-year basis. I'm applying for a 3-year contract right now, and if that works out, I'll be around for a bit more.
Any student who knows Erik, has had a chance to work with him, or has taken one of his classes would agree. We want him to stay for at least another 3 years. Erik has a new play opening in New York City at the La Mama Theater on December 8th. In this next section, I ask him how he balances being a working playwright with his teaching duties here at UNM.
It can be kind of chaotic, and there are places in my life where I'm looking for balance. But I'm also interested in a spiritual physics where balance is unnecessary because you're undivided. So I'm trying to live a life that doesn't see one job as being set apart from the other. So I try to understand teaching as a way of writing, and writing as a way of teaching. Teaching as a way of learning, and writing as a way of learning. There are times when a deadline comes up and you feel conflicted, and which do I choose? But really, for the most part, it all feels like one big thing. Again, it's backing off from outcomes as measures of success. And this is where teaching is a beautiful thing, because you really hope you do no harm, and it's wonderful to see students go on to great things. But you're not in it to win it. Teaching isn't like and I got it. It's a process.
This idea that Erik touches on about art being a process and not being in it to win it really intrigued me. In my past as a theater student and as a professional actress, my learning and my work has been very results oriented. I wanted to know how or if he addresses that with his students and in what way.
My priority is to encourage and enable students to become more themselves. So maybe themselves has to do with writing a play or whatever, but they'll never write a play that's really worth anything unless it comes from who they are. Because plays are conversations, and conversations require trust, which means authenticity on both sides. So you need to find your people, and you need to come to your people as yourself. And from that sharing, the event of theater takes place, and it takes place in many different forms. You can see this wave of concern that towards refiguring power and backing off from capital structures and standards of success. So if the money is there, if the money is on the table, and somebody says, take it, take the money. Money is important, and you can't be irresponsible, especially if you've got family around you and people dependent on you. But always be close to recovering your fundamental purposes, your really deep down purposes. And for me, the deep down purpose is to do more than achieve, like be in the process more than in the product, and to give more than receive. Those old ideas.
There you have it, folks. If the money's there, take it. Give more than you receive. And if in the process of making art or doing whatever it is that you love to do, you become more yourself, well, that's all you can ask for. My eternal gratitude to visiting professor of theater, Erik Ehn, for sharing his time and his thoughts with us. I have been Laura Love Tody, and these have been my musings as a 40-something undergrad. Thank you.